ስለዚህ አስዕበን ባር ብጻይ ቶኒ ሎኸር ዶክተር ቶኒ ሎኸር
Hello. Zeg overgommen. Dear friends, cari amici dell'Italia, del Ticino, liebe Freunde aus Deutschland, dear friends from the Scandinavian countries, I'm happy to be here again and I was just now in Asmara remembering the 24th anniversary of Eritrea, and we are here also to remember and to commemorate and to celebrate and tell to the world that that Eritrea is proud on his history, proud on the long-lasting struggle, proud of the short history of the 24 difficult years of nation building. We tell and we will tell to the COI, to the Commission of Inquiry here, that Eritrea knows the universal human rights, especially the social rights of the social human rights, the right not to die of hunger, the right not to that the Eritrean mother doesn't have to die during pregnancy and delivery, and that the children do not have to die before the age of 5 years. We are proud on the human right to have access to free education, to social services and health care in the villages of Eritrea. On this we are proud, and these are the human rights in Eritrea. So, in this report of the Commission of Inquiry, there is nothing about these human rights. There is nothing about that 85% of Eritreans have access to safe, clean drinking water. And there is nothing mentioned about the thousands of dams which are now giving water to the people in Eritrea. I make the citation: the Eritrean people have learned to do their own things in their own ways, unlike most countries who, despite having such unique features, they would prefer to adopt the West's way of doing things, which has ended up being a disaster. This is Francis Atwoli. So, you remember, people speak about slavery and forced labor in this report of the Commission of Inquiry. Let's say the USA, for example, they built their nation, they called it nation building, but when we are building our Eritrea, they call it slavery. Here in Switzerland, in Geneva especially, recently there was published an article in Le Temps, Record Eritrean sur sol Suisse, about this 2%. I tell you, the Ministry of Social Welfare disperses over 3.5 billion nakfa to martyrs' families. This is where the 2% is going. And we don't believe to Veronica Almedom and Huda Bakhet. We don't believe to them. They are planning to make a contra demonstration here next Friday, but we are more people here than they will be. And we have also the human right to have a good rain in Eritrea. You know, this is a basic human right. And the climate change affects Eritrea. There are more irregular rains. So we have to ask also for the right, the human right to have a good rain. And this is connected to the climate change And the European countries, the Western world, is responsible also for that climate change. And I will say something from Noam Chomsky. Western misinformation has been clearly targeting countries that have been refusing to succumb to Western dictate. This is the reality of the Commission of Inquiry here. And we do know the people who are behind this report of the Commission of Inquiry. This is Dan Connell, this is Daniel Resene-Mekkonen, and this is David Posini, a Swiss citizen. You know, we know Sheila Kisaru's friends. They are the friends of Sheila Kisaru, and she was behind this new report of the Commission of Inquiry. And she was attending the wedding ceremony of Daniel Resene-Mekkonen here in Geneva. So, is she impartial? Is she independent? No, she is not. Some of these people, like Daniel Resene-Mekkonen, they say there are Nazi concentration camps in the North Korea of Africa. So, I mean, the Commission of Inquiry report is just a copy-paste of his book he made on Eritrea, the African garrison state. So it's just copy-paste everywhere. And this Commission of Inquiry report is damaging severely the image of the UN family. We have the reports from the UN in Asmara, from Christine Umutoni, from UNICEF, from WHO, and the Commission of Inquiry report contradicts totally the Asmara reports of UN. So are there two Eritreas? No, there is only one Eritrea, Hanti Eritrea. Switzerland is supporting the Human Rights Council in different terms, also financially. It's a lot of money who is going to that council. So we the Swiss taxpayers, and there are a lot of Swiss Eritreans who pay taxes here, we finance this Human Rights Council. So we ask from this council that he is independent, impartial, and saying the truth. So we ask the Swiss delegation to Human Rights Council to reject this report. And you know, Jean Ziegler, he's from Geneva here, a famous man. He was special rapporteur on hunger. He's a member of the advisory committee of the Human Rights Committee. And we ask him to act urgently and to send Mike Smith back to Australia, and we ask him to send Sheila back to Amnesty International, where she's coming from. And as a joke, we could ask her, she could have an appointment to go as undercover agent of Amnesty International to Asmara, staying at the cathedral, to run as a nun, as a Catholic nun. So this is an action Amnesty International tried to do in 2011. So send Sheila as undercover agent to Asmara. Today, in all the Swiss newspapers, there was a headline, "Close the border to Italy in Ticino," because there are too many Africans, Eritreans, Ethiopians coming to Switzerland. So I have to tell you, these young Eritreans entering Chiasso every day in hundreds, these are victims of human trafficking. And the Human Rights Council is part of this system like UNHCR. They are luring the youth out of Eritrea with false promises of a paradise here in Switzerland. Switzerland is no more a paradise for Eritreans. So I make it short. There is Rafael Correa, the president of Ecuador. He once said, "Don't come lecturing us about liberty. Here we haven't invaded anyone. Here we don't torture like in Guantanamo. Here we don't have drones killing alleged terrorists without due trial, killing also the women and children of those supposed terrorists. So don't come lecturing us about life, law and dignity or liberty. You don't have the moral right to do so." This we say also. We were commemorating the Martyrs' Day on Saturday. We have seen 10,000 of young people running in Asmara under the guidance of Serzenai Tadesse. And we wish that Daniel Tekle-Heimanot will win the Tour de France. The president once told us, after the dust has settled, our horizon will still be there. Don't worry, the dogs will continue to bark, even next Friday here in Geneva, but the camel will continue his way. We are all camels. We are all proud ambassadors of Eritrea. Nakfa is everywhere, in Switzerland, in Europe. Ane nehospi Eritrea selem yemene yelkom awet nafash.
عودنا عفاش أنا نزبير ترى سلام من يلكم لنا لو بصاي توني